Okay, here we are in round two. Hello and good luck. Optimus Butler, sweet name. We gotta keep, because we have our colors and 4-drops, and of course we have 4-drops. Now we are going to be, I assume, on the draw? Yeah. Can't see, little glitches here, but we're fine. Lead with the planes, get the phalanx leader online. I didn't really want another land. I don't think this is a 16 land deck, but we had some issues with some of our landos here. Vaporkin, ooh yeah. That's why we lead with the planes. Vaporkin's going to put a little bit of pressure on us, and we're not going to be able to deal with it super effectively. So if my opponent can make the Vaporkin larger, we're going to need to get like a Rage Perforos super soon before we get too low in life. An ordeal, my one and only ordeal would be nutty right now. Although with only an Omen Speaker down, anything that targets a Phalanx Leader would be kind of okay. That ain't good enough. I don't think there's anything for one blue I should be playing around. Trying tactics don't really matter. Here we'll go ahead and start with Borderland Minotaur into Iltron for Cyclops and Fanatic of Mogus. Hopefully we get more interactive things to start taking this Vaporkin out. Because right now the Phalanx Leader is just kind of chilling. Grip Tight can be an issue if my opponent's playing super bouncy. Need to be able to start responding in some way. Ooh, yeah. My opponent's playing tempo beats, which means Omen Speaker's kind of weak there. Ooh, Dragon Mantle's a great pickup. How greedy do I want to get? I still can't deal with the Vaporkin. Dragon Mantle at least gets me to be able to attack in a touch, but I think being able to try Phalanx Leader to pump the entire team up is going to be a little too good. And I want to use all my mana up. So, 4-3 it is. I think a Baleful Eidolon is kind of important here. I have 3 in the deck, so there are good chances. But if I can get that in order to start swinging the race around, that will be key. My opponent's still only with blue. We're able to successfully start stem some of the bleeding, which is nice. Opponent is stuck. Ooh, having another Dragon Mantle is cool, because now we can play the Ill-Tempered Cyclops, put Dragon Mantle on the Phalanx Leader, and draw a card. That is super duper awesome. Okay, more lands we don't really need. Let's go ahead and attack in with Borderland Minotaur. Get a huge hunk through. We'll do the same kind of turn next turn where we play the Fanatic of Mogus, then Dragon Mantle. We can do an extra point if I play Dragon Mantle first, but I'd rather just have a bigger Fanatic of Mogus online. Should definitely be F6, huh? Sea God's Revenge scares the living heck out of me. I'm not dead, but it's going to be so far behind. And without a way to deal with the Vaporkin, I don't know how I bounce back. Because I'll be at 9. I'll be able to stabilize against these guys. Okay, ordeal, not awesome. So my opponent can bash through. Still okay with taking 4. My opponent's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then get huge hits on the backswing with another Dragon Mantle on the Phalanx Leader. So that's kind of cool. Alright. So, we're going to start going like this. Ouch. And then we're going to pump up our dude again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're kind of out of range. Again, Sea God's Revenge is an issue. Do another Dragon Mantle here, just to be targeting, drawing a card, and pumping the team. Exactly what we want. If I attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. I mean, my opponent is going to chump with Element Speaker. But, 3, 4, 5. Element Speaker's chumped. And we're okay for now. Griptide? No? Okay. Could have done the extra 1 point of damage, but I prefer keeping Coordinated Assault up. Ooh, when it becomes monsters, you can have 6, 6. So this guy's coming down. Am I able to get enough points of damage through this turn? Next turn. I guess we shall see. Yeah, 3. Because we only need one of our guys to get through. So we should have this here, because any one of my guys will be lethal with the Coordinated Assault. Definitely want to play that, so we can have maximum Dragon Mantle-age. And swing in for the kill. Coordinated Assault will hit the Phalanx Leader and the whatever gets through, because it'll pump everything at least +2, and that'll make it good. Very, very good. One black has the regen, and they still win, right? 9. I may not have wanted to show my opponent the Coordinated Assault, but I'm curious to see what my opponent's doing. This is a good reason why you want to play it to the end. Sort of see how things end up going, because my opponent was able to see the Coordinated Assault. I was thinking the Boon of Erebos gets there, but I was just kind of worried what my opponent was doing. I think if I had really thought through it, I realized I wouldn't have to show my opponent the Coordinated Assault. So that could have been bad. We definitely saw one target, the Vaporkin, which is kind of hard for us to deal with. Also, I can target my Phalanx Leader in order to pump it if I want. So I think I am going to bring in the Spark Jolt, pull out one of my Borderland Minotaurs. Don't really want to bring in the Griffin just to deal with the Flyer. I do have some ways of dealing, you know, with issues, but Spark Jolt I think will be good enough to help knock a dude down. Okay, so my opponent's going to choose to play first, and did, and we've got a pretty decent hand, considering what our deck does with turn 4s. We'll get our Hammer down, get an Ill-Tempered Cyclops down, and then move forward. Vaporkin. One of the cards I'm a little bit worried about. Hammer of Perforos is nice in order to help with, you know, not losing to a flood, because we'll just be able to throw away our lands. And it'll be cool to have like Ultimate Cyclops just with haste and be attacking, all that kind of stuff will really help the race. And my opponent also is doing the aggressive thing, so that's important to note. Yay, Rage! That will be kind of key. No! Dang. Well, ain't that a bummer. Ouch. Yeah, I was too late. I didn't type it fast enough because I misspelled. Alright, suddenly I'm way more scared. My opponent was low on cards, and I was able to draw back into it. But taking this 4 turns is going to be rough. Ill-Tempered Cyclops, though, is going to be key, especially with the Hopeful Eidolon on it. But I'm worried about now having just about to be falling too far behind. Let's see. The boon gets me, so that's the only thing that someone could be playing in these colors that really makes the Tormented Hero a bad block. I assume my opponent won't really attack in with the Tormented Hero. Could be a Scourge Mark added and then attacked. But I think having a Hopeful Eidolon on the Ill-Tempered Cyclops next is going to be good. It's really, my main issue is that the 3 of Bones now totally recharges my opponent's hand. We will just take it here. Gosh. My opponent's stuck on land, so it's not able to just, like, land everything that gets played. I think I need to do the Hopeful Eidolon on the Ill-Tempered Cyclops right now instead of, like, getting an Ordeal or something, even though I really want this going. But I need the life gain, and right now I'm open to it, and that will be cool. And I'm not blocking anyway. 1, 5, 6, I go up to 14. Though the Rage is kind of cool as well. Yeah, I think we just Rage out a Vaporkin, bash in for 3, and then we'll have the Ordeal up and a 4-drop. Yeah. Definitely don't want the Mountain, even though getting the Mountain allows the 4 and then an Ordeal. That's like the backup plan. I'd much rather just draw more relevant spells, because we'll do that when we want to. Now I'm going to be blocking the Tormented Hero. It could be bad, since I didn't do it last time. But it's really, what, just Boon of Erebos? Oh, here's Griptide. Okay. Tempo, tempo, ouchie, ouchie. We're going to go down to 6. Then we're going to go down to 4. Could argue to play the Hopeful Eidolon as well, just to chump the Tormented Hero. But that's got to be horrible. Despite the life gain that I need. Okay, so my opponent's going to draw a bunch of cards if my opponent tries to attack in. This is going to be super precarious. We're going to be stuck at 3 for a while until we get more cards down. Ooh. Wavecrest Triton is very, very bad. Spark Jolt is very, very good! That is awesome. What a rip. Definitely attacking in here. I think we're just going to Spark Jolt now to play around counter spells. My opponent was already playing Annul, which means it's probably another one. So we'll do that. Don't like showing my opponent that I'm tapped out, but that's fine. Do I want a 2-1? No, this guy pretty much does nothing. Now I kind of wish I did have that land. Oh, actually no, because it got me close to Spark Jolt, so that was kind of key. Keepsake Gorgon is super duper awesome. Bastion in for 3 here. Alright, so playing the Ordeal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attacking with the Ill-Tempered Cyclops to Monstrosity it. We gain 7 life, kill the Keepsake Gorgon. Which is kind of what we need just to gain the life, right? Otherwise, I could play the Ordeal. Becomes a 5/5. It still trades, but then the Ordeal's gone. And see if my opponent blocks. My opponent does block. So we'll do some damage, gain some life, try to block the Tormented Hero with their Hopeful Eidolon. We're hanging in there. Even if there's something comes down to target this, that's kind of okay. We now have a little bit more of a cushion. We can get the Emissary and an Ordeal on the Emissary, as well as Hopeful Eidolon on it for the following turn. Hanging in! We are hanging in. I'm scared of a Kraken or some other big old fatty. My opponent has 4 cards in hand. Soon to have an extra one because I assume the Tormented Hero is going to keep doing some damage. Yep, there we go. Now we're going to take a lot more. I'm glad we're not discarding yet. Hopefully there's no other way to get a +1/+1 counter on the Wave Crash Triton. Turn Phalanx is going to be an issue. More worried about a flyer, though. I'm just considering if there's any reason to... I'm going to save the planes for the discard, I think, unless... Is there a reason for me to bestow? No. But I think I need to play the Hopeful Eidolon by itself. Gosh, this is tough. I'm definitely playing the Perforos' Emissary on its own. Question is, let's see, if my opponent has anything that can target the Wave Crash Titan and get the Return Phalanx to attack, I'm taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm taking exactly, well, not 8, I'm taking over damage. But at the same time, I think I only get back in this race if I bestow the Eidolon on my Perforos' Emissary. Is that correct? I don't think it is correct. I think I need to have the Eidolon out. It's a bummer, because it's kind of key here. And do I want to do the Ordeal right now? I think I'll save. I don't see my opponent getting extra +1/+1 counter on this guy. So I'll save the Ordeal to see who actually can attack next turn. Probably going to put on a Hopeful Eidolon. Gain a little extra life. But we'll see. Because this way, if something does target the Wave Crash Giant, at least the Hopeful Eidolon can trade with the Tormented Hero. I thought I was out of this game quite a while ago. But we're hanging in. Ooh, Viper's Kiss. Okay. Another way to target, and you got it. You're activating. You're coming through. Just going to do 3 damage to me. Six damage coming through. Yeah, this is going to suck. Do I have to block here? Can I win if I don't block? Attack in for 4 next turn? Then I'm dead. I need to just get rid of dudes, right? Because they're all just killing me. Drawing another Hopeful Eidolon gets me enough life. I think I have to block. Keeps my life a little bit higher, and I just need to get threats off the board. Sucks. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I'm gonna try to get the Tormented gone. It's a horrible game plan. But it allows me to, I think, play to the most outs. And see if my opponent screws up. And see if my opponent plays around. No, I mean, this is good for my opponent. It gets to draw a card. And move the game forward. Yeah. So that was definitely a dicey move. And probably incorrect. So I go down to 2. I need an answer to the Wave Crash Triton. Which I don't think I have in my deck. Is there anything in the format that does this? Kraken? How much does the Kraken cost? Oh, Horizon's gone. Well, let's see what I draw. I'm probably going to promptly concede. Yes, we shall concede. Alrighty. Love my Spark Jolt. Totally got had by that annul. Something to be aware of, though. That's really hard to play around. That 1 blue. Gosh. Might be right to bring this Last Breath now. So many opponents are power 2 or less, so yeah, I'm going to bring it in. I don't know if I want to lose another... I'm only at 14 creatures. Maybe I take out the Rage, since Rage doesn't... I mean, it kills the guys also, but kind of the fatty ones not as well. Am I on the attacks to where the ordeal matters? Yeah, I think it does. I think anything that Last Breath kills, or anything that Rage kills, Last Breath does, and then and then Rage can't kill some of the other guys. So I think we're just going to trade those removal spells out. We will be on the play, which should be nice. I really like this deck. This is fun. I think I'm really enjoying it because I haven't played this color combination in a really long time because I just don't like red-white. Red tends to be pretty weak, and the heroic thing is so hard to get. As you can see, I barely got it. I just got this 1 Phalanx Leader. But it means I'm playing with cards I don't normally think about. At least I haven't thought about in the last few weeks, so that's kind of cool. Would I like to play first? Hell yeah! Boom! Ooh. We're going to keep it because Spark Jolt is going to be really important, and we actually have a nice aggressive start here. And as we draw lands, we have spells to play. So we should be okay. But I'm betting on having a really aggressive start. Yeah, that's cool. Now we're going to be in a really good spot. I'll be really happy if my opponent has no 2-drop here. We'll play Attacking with Arena Athlete, play the Flame Speaker Adept, and then probably Spark Jolt like a Vaporkin later on, and then get the Scry. Well, unfortunately, there is that. Which is okay. And is very good about slowing things down, but I still like where we're at for the moment. Oh, that's interesting. For now, we'll just go ahead with the Flame Speaker Adept and hold on to this last breath. I was considering just getting really aggressive here. Don't think that's what I want to do, though. Worst comes to worst, we have Last Breath and Spark Jolt up. Yeah, Vaporkin. Viper's Kiss. Well, that's definitely a bummer. But okay, we can deal with that. Definitely deal with that. Borderline Minotaur is an issue. I'm going to start the beats while my opponent's tapped. Probably still just Spark Jolting and getting 4 points of damage through anyway, because I want the Spark Jolt to kill the Vaporkin, and I want to Scry, no matter what. And yeah, we want to put that on top, for sure. Still have Last Breath up, especially if some kind of like ordeal comes on the Omen Speaker, if my opponent wants to do that. Probably not the best use of an ordeal, but, you know, clearing the way and making it big isn't horrible. I really don't love my opponent gaining 4 life, because I'm trying to play this tempo thing against my opponent, but I think I kind of need it, which is why I want it really to be a 2-for-1, to be honest. And it kind of works best for me now, so I'm drawing my 4th land. I'm going to have 4 drops the next few turns. Now is kind of where Last Breath gets me to use my mana the best. So. Ooh, Opaline Unicorn. Interesting. These guys still aren't relevant right now. I can still attack in with the Flame Speaker Adept. So we're going to do that. See what my opponent does. My opponent's seeing that I have tons of tricks. Probably shouldn't be blocking, but could be. Okay. Does do the block. Interesting. Vaporkin. So if I decide if I want to use my Last Breath to take out the Unicorn while my opponent is, trying to ramp to like one of the big fatties, or just deal with something in the air right now, which I currently can't be dealing with. I think we're just going to Rage the Vaporkin, hang on to the last breath. That'll allow me to have a 4-3 with first strike and a 4-3. Yeah. Does that get countered? Ooh, that's going on top for sure. Okay. Still worried about a big old fatty coming down. We'll have the Eidolon next turn. If my opponent doesn't play the fatty now, it might be time to do the last breath and keep bashing in. That just seems horrible because my opponent's going to end up drawing the lands, and the 4 life actually sets me so far back. Having nothing is grand. So I think we definitely do the Eidolon. I think we put on the Flame Speaker Adept just so that it can't just be chumped anymore. Even though there's more life gain on the Borderland Minotaur, we want to be forcing through a lot more. Okay, there goes the annul. Knew that was definitely a possibility. Still going to be attacking in with the Flame Speaker Adept, because I don't think it's going to be killed. If it does, it'll take out a combat trick, which is actually okay. Griptide, okay. My opponent is staying alive, but not being too ahead on board to where we can't come back from this. Shipbreaker Kraken, though. Man, that thing's a beast. Okay, this is great. So my opponent is going to attack in with the Opaline Unicorn, try to start drawing cards. We're going to exile it. My opponent knows what I have. Still going to go ahead and give this a try, see what happens. Yep. I'm going to do this now, because there's not like anything's going to come down the Opaline Unicorn again. I don't want to be able to untap, and it's one less option for my opponent to be drawing a counterspell. It's going to be good. Start blocking a lot of guys here. Get that point of damage through. See what our next card is, though. It's actually okay. Not great, but okay. Play the guy that my opponent knows that we have. Play your land. Pass the turn. We're at a standstill. I actually like my position a little bit more, especially with this hidden Fanatic. My opponent wants to, use, uh-oh. Oh, yeah, we know about that. Weekly maintenance. That's in a while. 2-Ticket Tuesday. Woohoo! Ooh, Prussian Chimera. That, though, is a little more scary. We didn't see that guy before. We did see the Horizon Scholar, which means that my one Rage of Perforos was kind of key. We are getting to the point where the Borderland Minotaurs are going to be able to start just winning us outright because of our Fanatic. We'll be able to do 7 damage. just with the Fanatic next turn. That's pretty cool. We put him down to 5. Then we might be able to bash in with enough to really put the hurt on. So we take 3 this turn, down to 14. My opponent's going to take a whole lot. Drawing a Dragon Mantle here would be kind of key, actually. Being able to get another card and just that extra point of damage to do 8, making both of these guys lethal. Oof. Too good. Oh no. No! That's really good against us right now. I think that Sip of Hemlock might just win the game. Plains ain't gonna do it. Still gonna not hold this guy. I just want to get some hurt on. And then I think I do attack. I want to get the return phalanx out of the way, and then I can start bashing with the other dudes. My opponent's tapped out, so it's definitely just going to be a trade here with the return phalanx, if that's the case. Yep. And then we're losing the race. My opponent's doing 3, I'm doing 2, and I'm only 1, turn ahead, but we're like equal, and my opponent's on the first bit of that. Ooh, and Baleful Eidolon's going to be very, very good, because now I can't really attack through that. So defense is up for my opponent. I need like a... What do I have in my deck? Hopefully Eidolon gets me some life, but that's not exactly awesome. Oh god. This is too good to be true. Please don't... Oh, my opponent's out of hand. Cards. 1, 2. Okay, we just totally top-decked the nuts here. Gotta admit, it was a top deck. Still don't get to win, but in a very good position. My opponent needs to have something here. He needs to hold all these guys back and have a... Basically needs to have a creature. Needs a creature to stay alive. And we're in a good spot. Want to attack here. Assume my opponent doesn't have something. Could have like a Griptide. Could have something for sure. Has to do a block, but still takes 2. I actually want the Chimera to go down first. That's what my opponent got here. Yep, there we go. GG's. I didn't see the GG's before. I was paying too much attention. Alright, to the finals. Woohoo!